My family made a scene to disown me, saying, "You're a disgrace to us." They didn't know that I had a secret business that would change everything. I packed my things and left. They showed me on television this morning, and they begged me to come back. Autumn evening in Chicago. The cool air and the smell of roasting turkey couldn't mask the tension hanging in the house. Family dinner. Mom, Dad, Sister Emily with her husband and kids. Everyone was gathered around the table. But this wasn't a celebration. It was a trial. A premonition squeezed my chest. They were up to something. The clinking of glasses broke the silence. Dad poured wine. Mom cleared her throat, starting a speech that sent shivers down my spine. "Anna," her voice was unnaturally soft, "we want to talk about your life." "About my life?" I asked, trying to remain calm, although everything inside tensed up. "Yes, about your life," Emily interjected with her usual irritation. "You're a disgrace to our family." The words hit like shards of ice. A disgrace? A disgrace? I asked again, no longer hiding my surprise and indignation. "Yes," Emily spat out. "You dropped out of university. You don't work. You live in some hole. We can't take it anymore." Blood rushed to my face. A hole? They had never tried to understand me. "I have everything under control," I replied, though there was little confidence in my voice. Soon everything would change. The project was about to bear fruit, but how could I explain that to them? "Under control?" Mom's laugh sounded sharp. "You can't even pay your rent. We know, Anna, we know everything." I lowered my eyes. How did they know? Shame and humiliation washed over me. "We've decided that you need to leave," Dad said, who had been silent until now. His voice was quiet, but firm. "We can't support you anymore." "Leave? Where to? Are they disowning me?" I looked at them. Mom with a stony face, Emily with a triumphant look, Dad with sad but unwavering eyes. "Okay," I said, getting up. "You'll regret this." "We won't," Mom retorted. I turned and left. I went up to my old room. I packed my things. My laptop, the only thing of value. The laptop where my secret was stored. Going downstairs, I glanced into the dining room. They were still sitting at the table, as if I wasn't even there. The pain of betrayal pierced me. I went out, slamming the door. The autumn wind cooled my face. The last time I see them like this, the last time I feel like part of this family, I was going into the night to prove them wrong. Secret business? They knew nothing about my secret business. They only saw the outer shell, but behind it was titanic work. Back in university, I became fascinated by the idea of financial app. With an analytical mind and a love for numbers, I was irritated by the chaos of financial instruments. I saw a need for a simple application to control expenses and plan budgets. At night, instead of entertainment, I immersed myself in programming. I studied languages, financial analysis, and developed algorithms. A long and difficult path. Mistakes, disappointments. But something inside wouldn't let me give up. I worked in secret. I was afraid of ridicule, criticism, misunderstanding, especially from my family. I knew they wouldn't believe it. They would consider it a whim. So I kept silent, worked alone, investing everything. And it worked out. The application was taking shape. User-friendly interface, advanced functionality, accurate algorithms. I tested, collected feedback, and corrected. A month after leaving home, when the money was running out, when despair was approaching, a miracle happened. A representative of a large IT company found my application online. They tested it, were impressed. They saw potential. Negotiations, sleepless nights, and a deal was made. The application was bought for millions. Success, wealth, fame. Life turned upside down. But I didn't tell my family anything. Not right away. I wanted them to figure it out themselves, to see the success, to realize their mistake, to regret it, and I knew how to do it. Television. This morning I was on television. Dressing room, hustle and bustle. Makeup artists, stylists, assistants, a world of glitter and glamour, foreign to me. I was used to the silence of the apartment, code, program lines, not spotlights and cameras, but it was necessary. A chance to show the world and my family what I had achieved. An interview on the main channel of the country, in prime time, on a program for millions of viewers. The host, known for his sharp tongue, asked about success, about the application, about the path to wealth. I talked about starting from scratch, without connections, without support, about difficulties, sleepless nights, failures, but about family, only hints. About the misunderstanding and rejection of loved ones at the beginning of the journey. I knew they were watching. Mom, Dad, Emily, Mark, their faces, surprise, shock, bewilderment. I savored the anticipation. Revenge, sweet revenge for the humiliation. An hour after the broadcast, in the apartment, the phone rang. Unknown number. I hesitated. Curiosity won. "Hello?" I said. "Anna?" A trembling voice. "Mom? Mom? Anna, is that you? We saw you on television." Her voice trembled, breaking into tears. "We are so proud of you." Proud, hypocrisy. Proud? I smirked, sarcasm and bitterness in my voice. "You disowned me, remember? Kicked me out, said I was a disgrace to you, and now you're proud?" Silence. Mom's heavy breathing. "We were wrong, Anna," Dad's muffled voice. "We were wrong. We acted terribly. Please, come back." Come back? Impossible. Too late. "No," I answered coldly. "You are no longer my family." And hung up, without waiting for an answer. Cruel. But I couldn't do otherwise. The wound is deep. The resentment is strong. They called again. I didn't answer. Ignored the calls. Blocked the numbers. I didn't want to hear their voices. I knew they would regret it, but I didn't know it would hurt so much. Not only them, but me too. Deep down, I hoped for reconciliation, forgiveness, but pride, resentment, and the thirst for revenge turned out to be stronger. A few months later, the noise subsided. Life became calmer. Mom called again. This time, I didn't ignore it. If she's calling again, it means something serious. "Anna," her voice was full of despair and tears. "Dad had a heart attack. In the hospital. Please come. I beg you." Heart attack? Dad? Pain and anxiety squeezed my heart. Despite everything, I loved my parents. Dad, a pillar, an example, a person I respected. I didn't hesitate for long. I couldn't leave Dad in trouble. Family ties, though broken, still meant something. In the hospital, they greeted me with smiles. Mom, Emily, exhausted, aged. Seeing me, they rushed to hug and kiss me. They thought I had forgiven them. They thought my arrival was reconciliation. "Anna," Mom hugged me tightly. "We are so glad you came." "I didn't come to you." I coldly pulled away. Sharp voice like a whip. "I came to see Dad." Smiles faded. Silence. The ticking of the clock. I approached Dad's bed, weak, pale, connected to machines. Seeing me, a weak smile. "Anna," barely audible voice. "You came. Glad. Proud of you." "Too late," I replied, looking down at him. "You lost the right to be proud of me. You disowned me when I needed support. Now it's too late." I turned and left, silently, without looking back. The cries and pleas of Mom and Emily to stay, to forgive, followed me. I didn't turn around. The end. The end of relations with my family. The end of hopes for reconciliation. I lost them, but they lost me earlier, that evening of the family dinner in Chicago. The beginning of the end. Now I live alone, in a large, empty house. Money, fame, success, everything people dream of, but no family. At night, in the oppressive silence, I think about how it could have been if they had supported me, believed, not disowned me. But it doesn't matter. The past, their choice, my choice. There's no turning back. emptiness, loneliness, memories of the family dinner in Chicago, the beginning of the end. Share your story. Have you ever faced betrayal from those closest to you? How did you overcome it? Let's talk about family, boundaries, and finding strength in the hardest moments. Drop your thoughts below. Let's support each other. Thanks for reading. If this story resonated with you, don't forget to hit that like button and share your own experiences in the comments. Let's keep the conversation going.